Hi everyone, thank you for coming to this episode of the Kaz. On July 4th weekend, I took my family to Gore Mountain, our usual ski destination. Let's take a look at what Gore looks like off-season. But before we do, please like and subscribe. But now, let's get to this.
The sunlight chair.
We walked around the base area, amazed at what the place looked like without snow. I started out walking around the sunway chair here. It looks like they have the black rubber mats weighing down some sort of white plastic sheet protecting the floor. That long building with the striped roof is the gateway conveyor. It houses a magic carpet for novice skiers to ride on. Looking up the hill, you can see Jamboree to the right of the chair, with Twin Falls and Little Dipper coming down to the left. Those things that look like gates are the automatic ticket sensors that were new this past 2020-21 ski season. That small reddish-brown building with the oval sign is a Waffle Cabin, a franchise at several ski areas that sell beverages, candy, and Belgian sugar waffles for $6. If you want chocolate on your waffle, that's $1 extra. I think the open pit grill is run by Gore. It was a rainy day when we got there, which made us a little nervous as to what the ride-up would be like and if my wife and son would have a good view. Last year when they went, it was so foggy at the top that my wife was afraid she would lose my son due to the poor visibility. Here's the back of the Waffle Cabin with a look at the arena and 3B and 2B on either side of the gondola. There's a wider shot of the runway chair. You'll have to excuse my camera work and the blurriness. I did this on a whim with my cell phone, which takes great still photos and video. I didn't want to get caught by an employee and be tossed out. This room is where we start our ski day. Usually it's pretty empty at 7:45, 8 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. You'll see us changing next to one of the windows there. When we're ready to head out at about 8:30, that's when people start coming in and the kids that are racing for the day are going out to race. Minikaz will have a snack and a chocolate milk before he goes out. I noticed some of the tables were topless and seatless. Not sure why. Maybe they were out for repair. Those are thick tabletops though. I really like those metal racks. They're the perfect size for a ski bag. I want one for my house. Looks like someone forgot their ski boots and some poles. There's a view out the back of the building at the J-Bar and the second bunny hill called the starting gate. We just call it the bunny hill. That trailer usually isn't there. Yeah, I saw that. A view out the side door at the windows to the daycare. Those wooden things in the middle of each table were put there during the China virus pandemic. There's a channel cut down the middle where a plastic sign was stuck, telling people to distance themselves on the mountain and general ski etiquette, like the people lower on the hill have the right of way, that sort of thing. And of course, being my son, the Minikaz had to go over and look at the bucket of mannequin body parts from the retail shop upstairs. Now, there weren't a lot of people around this day, and I couldn't tell who was an employee and who was a guest, so I had to keep lowering my camera on the DL. Now we're heading down toward the locker area where guests can rent lockers. I think you can rent them for the season. Several of them still have locks in them. During the summer, Gore runs the Northwoods Gondola and Adirondack Express High-Speed Quad Thursday through Sunday. On this day, they just had the quad running. Current times and dates they run can be found on Gore's website. My son really wanted to go up, but being as cheap as I am, my wife went up with him while I stayed down here taking this video. I didn't want to spend the extra $24 when I know I'll be doing it in a few months when there's snow on the ground. My wife startled me here. I didn't know she snuck around the corner to check out the bathrooms. This is the bear cub den, the daycare we saw from the other room. Here we are, walking out the back toward the bunny hill.
Here you go, Mikey. Put some fireworks in there?
There you go.
That's disgusting.
Oh. Looks like Gore installed some outdoor plumbing.
I'm guessing it's crap. I think it's not anything
This is a nice wide learning hill for skiers and boarders. Sometimes they put some bumps in on the left for people to do jumps off of. The back of the lodge looks like condos. We would love to live here during the winter and ski whenever we wanted. Get them to the J bar.
Oh, there they are.
Oh, look behind you. Look behind you as it comes up. Yep, yep. And he's going up the J bar. And he's going. 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 And now it was time for Mrs. Kaz and the Mini Kaz to head up to the top. I sped up the footage so you don't die from sheer boredom. The high-speed quad isn't that high speed. According to a video posted on YouTube in 2014, the Adirondack Express 2 replaced a previous high-speed quad. Right underneath the quad is Showcase. Maybe in the fall, if we go up to the Fall Fest they have, I'll go to the top and take some footage. And here's another look at the gondola and the arena. There's the deck outside of the restaurant. I always thought that that was an interesting piece of late 70s, early 80s architecture. When we were dating, Mrs. Kaz and I had a bad experience with a bartender who was more interested in socializing than telling us where our waitress was. And when we found one, she told us we had to get our own tea. Needless to say, a complaint was lodged in the lodge. The gondolas are very spacious compared to the old red ones, but it does get snug with 8 people in there. The nice thing about the China virus is that they limited the riders to only people in the same party so you don't have to sit with strangers. The weather did eventually break and the sun came out. And now the walk-through. Here's the cafeteria where you can get some overpriced food. We usually bring some snacks and have some lunch afterwards in the local Stewart's. This is a huge room. Usually it's filled with the tables you saw downstairs, but last year the number of those tables were cut in half and you had to stand in here at bar height tables for only 20 minutes at a time. And now back downstairs. We just passed under the retail shop. There used to be cubbyhole lockers on the left that you could pay to use with quarters. Now it looks like they only have the ones that you have to rent. There are some benches on the right you can use to change into your boots. Restrooms on the left. And now back up the stairs to the cafeteria area. Another entrance and exit. The inside ticket area. There's another set of ticket windows outside near that map you saw at the beginning. There are those high tables I mentioned before. The Tannery Restaurant. Hopefully after 14 years they have a better bartender. Here's another area you can change into your gear and boots. We never used this one for some reason. I think they had arcade games in here in past years. I think the Mini Kaz used to like coming up here when he was really little and looking at the arcade games. Down below there is a room we currently change in. Another view of the bunny hill in the back. I really want one of those racks for my closet. Super pretzel. I've never been down those steps. Back into the main lodge area. Walking past one of those racks I want. Now, let's take a peek into the restaurant. Bartender. His name was probably Dinkelberg. And then there's a little bar there where you can get coffee, hot chocolate, or a local beer. There's one of those deck areas. This is a huge room. We love going to Gore to ski. It's only about 45 minutes away from us, and there's another ski area closer to us near Glens Falls, but we really don't like how they groom that place. Maybe when the minicaz gets older and gets more into skiing, then we'll go to that one more, but right now we prefer Gore. Those steps lead up to the retail shop. There's some seats there that probably belong to one of the tables downstairs. And outside again, to the base area where in the winter the asphalt is covered with snow. After Mrs. Kaz and the mini Kaz came back down, we headed out. Well, thanks for coming to this episode of the Kaz. Please like and subscribe and go to archangelproductions.org where you can get signed DVDs and apparel and stuff like that. But again, thanks for coming. Bye.